Welcome to another edition of Team Talk with Tonya. This is where departments across DCSD collaborate to inform our families of what's going on from within our district so that we have one band and one sound. The person that I love to hear say that phrase is with us today, Dr. Kaya Clark. Dr. Clark is the Executive Director of Information and Innovation, and we also have with us today Ms. Petra Urban. Ms. Urban is the manager for the registration process and for the Records Center. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Registration has changed from how it has been in the past, right? It is not completely new, but we're going back to kind of how things used to be. Dr. Clark, I understand that it's going to be a little different this year. Can you give us an overview of how the registration process has changed and the annual verification process will go?
Excellent. Thanks for asking. Our registration process is a process in which families are able to complete their registration 24/7, anywhere there's internet connectivity. Parents are able to use a mobile cell phone, a tablet, a laptop, desktop device to complete the registration. So it's not necessary to go to the school to complete their registration. They're able to do it from home, work, or wherever there's internet connectivity. That application will be received in our online portal. The registrar will get the application, process the information, verify it for accuracy, and then the parent will receive a notification via their inbox letting them know that their application is complete. Annual verification is what we use for our returning students. So no longer do you have to wait until open house to come in and show your proof of residency or complete those long antiquated papers. Instead, parents can do their annual verification using the same process 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, using a mobile device, a tablet, laptop, or desktop computer.
So does that start at a certain date? Is it going on now?
Great question, and it's happening right now. So parents can go ahead and get started, beat the long lines, get your kids registered for school if they're moving to DeKalb, and annually enrolled if they are returning to DeKalb. This will allow the school to go ahead and have the student on the roster, identify the homeroom teacher, as well as build the schedule. So students will be able to start school in class on the first day of school.
I love it. I know the registration or the verification process was always a problem when I was raising my sons because I felt like I had to go to the school, I didn't have time, I had to work. So you're saying 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, while they're on vacation this summer, they can go ahead and get ahead of the curve and register or verify that their students will be returning to DeKalb next year.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Ms. Urban, tell me more about how you guys came to this process. I know one of the things we do on this show is talk about how we collaborate, right, in order to achieve our goals. Our department has come to the table with your department, but tell me how you guys came to saying, you know what, that's not working. Let's do something different for this upcoming school year.
Right. So thank you for the question. We went from a place where everyone was coming to one central location, and clearly, like you said, it wasn't working. So we were very intentional about a few things. One, making it convenient for the parent, meaning they would be able to go to a school or a hub that was closer to them versus all going to one center. The other thing is we wanted to make it very easy for them. So we partnered with you all, and we created the guide, the parent guide, as well as a screencast, which is a video so that they could be able to get through the process of annual verification. Now we are still working on the one for registration, but this will allow the parent easy access to help while they're at home trying to complete their application.
And this can be a question for either of you. How important is Infinite Campus in this process?
Infinite Campus plays a critical role in this process because it allows us to get correct and accurate information for our families in the event of an emergency, as well as the information that we report to the state when it comes to funding. So by not doing dual or double entry, parents are able to enter their information, phone numbers, address, emergency contacts, choose the call sequence Who do you want to be called first? If there's an emergency or an event that's happening at the school, do you want mom to receive the first call, or do you want dad to receive the call? Who do you want to be number 3 and 4 in the call pattern? So it allows parents to make all the decisions in terms of the information that's reported for their students.
So when they're doing the verification, there is room for them to be able to adjust. A lot of movement has happened inside of the pandemic, a lot of changes being made, and it is critically important that they're able to access that and change everything.
Absolutely. We want to move away from parents feeling the need to go to the schools to update phone numbers, and we want to move away from having paper logs and only one person having the most accurate information, to ensuring that our information system is correct at all times. This will increase our ability to communicate with families when we're doing our school messenger, our robocalls, our emails to families about what's going on. We want to make sure that we're able to engage our families as much as possible.
So that means that these systems are going to be integrated so that they kind of talk to each other, and the guesswork has been taken out at the school level. Petra, how do you see this best impacting parents? Like, what can you imagine parents will say about this process at the end?
I think that the parents will be able to think of it as a way, their first entry, right, into the system. And so their first experience, we wanted it to be a seamless experience, right? And the first impression is very important, right? And so we are hoping that they are happy, that they were easily able to access the application and complete it and get any assistance that they need. So I think that they will definitely appreciate the new process.
Well, I know our team has been out in these very warm streets doing pop-ups where we take the computers, we take the hotspots in order to make sure that whatever we are doing to engage our families, we also ask them, are you registered? Is your Infinite Campus information up to date? Have you verified your students' attendance for the next school year? So on the school level, say for instance, if I'm a parent and I haven't seen this video and I don't know this and I go to the school, what can I expect the school to redirect me and say?
The school will be able to provide hands-on support. Our registrars are prepared to assist parents with completing their application. In addition to the registrars completing the application, your department has so graciously offered the parent centers that are right in our communities to be there to provide support. The beautiful part about that support is that parents are going to also be able to see the different resources that are available within their region. So we're excited about this opportunity and this partnership and connecting with our families, and I agree with Petra when she talks about the gateway. We want the golden gates of DeKalb to be open, to be warm, to be friendly, and for it to allow us to present our very best selves. There are a lot of great resources and opportunities that are afforded to our families, and this will be that opportunity where families are not spending a tremendous amount of time in line to get their kids enrolled. You can complete the entire process within 20 to 30 minutes at most if you are a new student, and that's primarily because you want to use your camera phone on your device to be able to take a picture of your proof of residency or whatever supporting documents and upload them in the system the same way that one would upload an attachment if they were sending a SMS or picture message.
This sounds very seamless. I agree with you all. We always want to put our best foot forward in DeKalb. Because we are the innovators of reimagining education, and we want our families' first experience with us or their first returning experience back to in person to be a good one, right? Dr. Clark, before we wrap up, I'll ask you, you are out of the schoolhouse and into a new position. What does your expertise inside of the school building lend to this process?
Great question. Moving from the schoolhouse, the school will always be in my heart. From the role of a teacher, assistant principal, academic coach, as well as principal. But primarily the role of a parent, because I'm a parent that had to register a child in school and wanting that process to be efficient and productive. And so this opportunity allowed me to collaborate with other administrators and teachers throughout the district to talk about some of the things that we wanted to see happen. But more importantly, I want to give credit to Mr. Palmer, who is also Troy Palmer, who is also the manager for the student information systems, and he oversees this project to make sure that everything works seamlessly as possible. And I want to commend Chief Monica Davis. Chief Monica Davis had a vision for how we will support the families and how registration could be improved by establishing a relationship between technology, the student information systems, as well as our parent center. So I also want to thank Ms. Marcia Coward for her work and for your team's work as well, having us here today. So to answer the question, wearing the many hats and the many roles, there was some deep conversations and thoughts. We identified some super straws who were able to engage in the conversation and talk about it from the registration lens. We were able to talk with parents to talk about the things that needed to happen. Very excited when you all talked about starting a movement, and truly you meant a movement. Decommissioning a bus and getting out into the neighborhoods and getting the hot spots where parents can come in with their device and connect, or if they don't have a device, you all have the devices. You've been outside of T-Mobile's, you're outside of Walmart's, you're in the clubhouses and community centers for the apartment complexes. So coming soon to a location near you to get registration done as we walk into the 21-22 school year.
So Petra, tell us about the difference between annual verification and full-on registration.
Okay, so the annual verification are for the students who are currently enrolled or returning or they're transferring, right? So with that particular process, you don't have to necessarily go to the school. You're going to go online through your parent portal account, and you are going to access the application that way, right? So it's important to note that you don't have to go through the entire registration process if you are already current, returning, or you're just transferring between one DeKalb school to another, right? The registration is for new students only. So if you've never been in DeKalb, or if you were a previous student in DeKalb before the past year, so if you've missed one whole academic year, then you would have to complete the new student registration application. And that's it's pretty easy. It's an easy process. Everything is online. If you need assistance, you can, of course, start at your local school. That would be your first line of assistance. Give them a call, and they'll be able to walk you through any of the issues that you may have. But it is a very simple process. Again, you can do it online, you can do it from home, you can use your phone, anything like that to get the process done. So the annual verification, just for clarification again, is for students who are already in the district, and the new student registration is obviously for those who are new to the district or have missed one academic year.
Okay, so you could have gone to school from K through 7 in DeKalb.
Correct.
If you went 8th grade somewhere else, then that means you are a new student. You're returning, but you're still a new registrant.
Correct.
Because we have to say that, because parents, I've been to DeKalb all my life, they should still have my information.
Right.
Not necessarily so. But if you went to school here last year, whether it was online or if you elected to come back in person or not, then you are going to do your annual verification.
Yes, ma'am.
Just verifying that I will be there, I am coming back, and my information is correct.
That is right. You're spot on.
Okay. Thank you so much for making that difference for us, because I know sometimes we use verbiage that parents don't understand, and I just wanted to make sure that was clear for them. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome.
And I definitely want to commend Chief Monica Davis for seeing that we needed to insert technology into this process, because if the pandemic has shown us nothing, it has definitely shone a light on how important it is for us to all step into the 21st century. I want to thank you all for joining me. Tell Troy we missed him, because we've been on all these Zoom calls, so I was excited to see everybody in person today. But very grateful for the collaboration and your partnership. And we will definitely put at the end of the video, we're going to have the verification video added, but we will also let parents know where all of the parent centers are, where they can call upon those specific sites to register, as well as any other information that they need. And again, thank you all today for joining us.
Hi, and welcome to another great year here at DeKalb County School District. Glad to have you back. Over the next few moments, we're going to walk you through submitting the annual verification application for your student. This application is for current students only, and you must have a parent portal account to complete the application. If you do not have a parent portal account, please be sure to sign up for one. If you have forgotten your username or password, click on the appropriate link for assistance. If your student is new to DeKalb County School District and you do not have a parent portal account, you will need to complete the new student registration application. Before you begin the annual verification, please be sure to have your ID and proof of residency ready. Let's get started. Log into your parent portal account. Click the three lines at the top left corner of the screen. Select More. Click Annual Verification. Choose the option on the left. Click the Begin Registration button. Select your language and begin. Once in the application, be sure to review the information under each tab carefully and make updates as needed. Complete all required fields. Press Save and continue along the way. To upload your proof of residency, click the appropriate blue box, then find and select your file. You'll repeat these same steps when it's time to upload your photo ID under the Student tab. After you have reviewed all the information, click the blue Save and Continue button at the bottom of the screen to move on. As you continue to go through the application, please be sure to save and continue after each tab. Once you are complete, click the Submit button. You will receive an email from Infinite Campus letting you know your application has been submitted and when it has been processed. Please read your messages closely as they contain important information. If you have any questions, please contact your student school. Thank you, and have another amazing year here at DeKalb County School District.
Team Talk is where we foster cross-collaboration in order to break down silos, in order to get our chief stakeholders the information that they need in order for us all to be successful with one band and one sound here in DeKalb. Thank you for joining us.